And this one is about, we've got you covered, drones, photography, design, and video. So the communications department within institutional planning and operations, strategic services group includes Paul Gogliamella, John Rita, and Richard Whitaker. Our staff offers a number of communication skills and services including website development, videography, photography, drone photography, and videography. And most recently was the addition of Richard, graphic design and branding. And you may have noticed the redesign of our last newsletter, and you'll soon be seeing other campaigns get underway, which Richard will lead. Please contact our group for any of your needs or all of your needs so that our communications are consistent and correctly represent our division. And with that, take the show.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Paul. So first, I kind of do a lot of the videos that we do. So the kind of stuff is like promotional videos, training videos, live streams like we're streaming right now on Facebook. Videos of meetings for people, events, and more. So I made just a little compilation video of a couple different kinds of videos that we do, and each clip is just 30 seconds. So this first one was for the HR staff honoree reception. So I just interviewed a bunch of different honorees.
And I worked at Rutgers University.
The audio here is not really good, but
30 years and 3 months.
Since July 2007. I've been working at the university for over 20 years.
I've been working here for 30 years.
1998.
And I worked at Rutgers for about 10.5 years.
This next one was basically something like this that Sue and Joe did. So this is what the live stream would look like. You could add PowerPoints and it'll go along to as the person's speaking. So the person at home, can be watching it as if they're there.
Document those? How do we get them on paper properly and in the classroom?
So for Livingston campus.
Then this is a video I did of for Dave Morrow. It was just kind of him explaining what he does and how he what they do when it snows. Yeah, it's just how the projector sounds.
That we also use with the keynote to keep the room clean during any kind of storm or inclement weather.
And this last one was a promo I did for the Rutgers Police in Newark because they had this campaign and one of them dressed up as Santa. Yeah, they wanted to promote their text to 911.
Thank you. No problem.
It's pretty good acting. And John's going to take this one.
Yeah, so outside of the videography stuff, we are available to take photos. So we've done a lot of work already on a few projects. We did a lot of photos of buildings for the new Campus Maps project, which was pretty unique. We got to see a lot more of the campus than we even knew existed. We also have the ability to take headshots, professional, looking photos, things like that. With all of the big construction projects we do, we really look forward to being able to do sort of time lapse of the project and how they develop before our eyes, which is pretty cool. These are just some examples of some of the photos that we've taken. This is at the event, that's the opening of the Nursing and Science Building in Camden. This is a headshot of our friend Scott that we use for the newsletter. And that is an example of what our photo looked like in the map project itself. And then just general events. I mean, they redid the Rutgers Club. We went in and took some interior shots. So pretty much anything you guys could think of. If you have a reason to need photographs, we're a resource for you there. Outside of that, we're working with Rich now, especially we just went up a whole bunch of levels on our design skills. We're working on a new website right now. Part of what we do with the photos is we want to build up a really big library so that we can have a really media-rich website, modernized-looking website. But this is some examples of some of the graphic design work that we've done so far. So we just recently sent this out. Basically, we want to brand IP&O, and we've created specific guidelines for you guys to follow. So this is just what we did. We put together sort of the rules to follow the branding of the division. And at any point, if you guys have any questions, if you're going to send out mass communications or anything like that, just if you have any specific issues or not sure what colors to use or what the language is, just reach out to me, Paul, Rich, and we'll be able to guide you through that. This is a design that we did for an annual report, so that was the cover and then just a sample page there. And then this was where the newsletter was when I started. So Liz was a team of one and handled all of this herself. When I came in, I thought I made it look pretty nice. And then Rich came in and made it actually look nice. So from this point moving forward, I mean, this is just a sample of the eye that Rich has for design. I'm going to let him say a few words now. And
well, I just wanted to introduce myself. I joined the team about a month ago. I'm also an alumni, but prior to coming back to Rutgers, I worked in banking for about 20 years. Not as a banker, but as a person who worked closely with the marketing department, developing all of their brochures and their website content, things of that nature. So anything like that you need graphical advice on or something put together that you're going to be presenting publicly or anything like that, just feel free to reach out. And again, it's Richard Whitaker. Thanks.
Great. And now everybody's favorite topic. Paul's going to talk to you about our drone.
So this is the drone that we have. It's a DJI Phantom 3 Pro. It's pretty cool. Me and John are both licensed drone pilots, and Rich is going to get his soon. So, I mean, if you think of anything that you would need it for, we could get drone shots. We've mostly done like events and like stuff with construction. So here are a few examples of what some of the footage looks like. So this was, they were doing the topping off ceremony for the new building on Livingston, and they wanted us to get like the final beam. So here we're flying over the business school and just watching the plane go. I mean, the music does it, and yeah, basically it was the topping off ceremony for the new athletic building on Livingston. So we flew over the business school to get that shot of them just putting in that final beam. And then this one was for Rutgers Day. They wanted us to kind of get shots of the crowds on different campuses. So on a few of these, I think we were able to get up to like 400 feet or something like that, which is pretty high. Like you could barely see it when it's up there. It just looks like a little speck flying around. I think here is 400 feet. And this next one is they were redoing the bunkers for the golf course, so they wanted us to get views of what the bunkers look like if like you're looking straight down on them. So this one was pretty cool. We got to just go on each hole and kind of map what it looks like. And then this last one was Dave's group was working on a project or a proposal, and they needed to get like a view over the Raritan between the river dorms. So that one was fun. We had to fly over the river and get those shots. And that's it. So, any questions?
Can you get like high resolution still shots as well?
Yeah. So I didn't put that in there, but it takes pictures too.
What's the range of the drone?
It can fly up to like, I'm pretty sure like 3 miles away, but like we're not allowed because like the university's policy is to fly it more than like a quarter mile away, which is still pretty far. Like I don't think I would even want to fly it like farther than that. And it could go higher than 400 feet too, but that's like as high as they let us.
Do you have to run a permit every time? Like,
Yes.
In other words, like you have to put something into the university, let them know you're doing it?
Yeah, so for each drone project, I have to draft up like a flight plan and send it to REHS, and they have to approve it, and then they send it to RUPD, and then eventually it comes back to me. But if it's like something like when we were flying over the river, like I had to get like clearance from the township and the county because it wasn't on Rutgers property. So even if it's just like a 2-minute flight, I still have to get it cleared with Rutgers.
How long does that take? I don't know, like you need like a day or two, or?
Pretty quick. I mean, like making the flight plan doesn't take too long. It's more of just on there, and they usually get back to me within a day, unless it's like a really big project. But so far, I haven't really had a problem.
So what would be the process if I wanted to have you do shots, like Rutgers Magazine, for instance?
You can just email me.
Like a few weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. You would just kind of let me know where you want these shots and what you kind of want them to look like.
And is there a cost for this? Is
No.
no billing between the departments or anything?
No, as of now, at least, no.
So it's good to take advantage of it now.
Yeah.
The early bird
You know,
special.
if billing gets involved, we may need a month.
Yeah.
Time to get the process.
I mean, yeah, I don't see why they would, but yeah, right for at least for now, you just have to email me.
What are the parameters around covering events?
What do you mean? Oh, so with flying the drone, I'm not allowed to like fly it over people or like cars or stuff like that. So that's why with the topping off ceremony, I was flying over the business school building, because if it's flying over a building, everything's okay. But like I can't necessarily like go to like a football game and then fly it over the stadium and the crowd.
So is that why in Rutgers they shots?
Yeah,
There wasn't a lot of people down there at this point?
Yeah, so yeah, each one of those are either over a building, like one of them I was over Passion Puddle, and it's also when it's that high, it kind of just doesn't even look like a lot of people because everyone just looks like ants. But
Right.
So Paul, on the maintenance side, you could also fly that over if somebody wants to take a look at, let's say, a chimney on a, a 3 or 4 story building. Rather
Yeah.
than,
yeah, we could do that.
fly that over. How close can you get before it's
Close to what? To the,
close to like a chimney could you get with the camera?
pretty much as close as you would want. Yeah, like right next to it, right above it.
And you can do that in real time with somebody kind of watching down below?
Yeah, so I don't have the remote down here, but on the remote I attach like an iPad to it, and the feed from what the camera's getting shows up on my screen. So if like say if I'm flying it, I'll usually have John with me who's watching the drone and is letting me know if like anything, if there's like a bird or if I'm getting too close to a building, because if I'm looking at like the live stream thing, because sometimes I can't really see it that well.
Right.
But yeah, it comes up on the tablet. Anything else?
So you can do it at different locations. It doesn't have to just be at Rutgers, right?
Yeah, I could. It's just there's more steps to getting it cleared. Like I have to talk to like whoever owns that property. So with the Rowden River one, it was in that park over there. So like the county owns that. So I had to talk to them.
The other issue is often in Newark, just because of the proximity to the airport.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of restrictions in that area as far as flying the drones. So there was one project proposed to us that we were actually not able to do because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we have like an app on the iPad where like you put in your location and it lets you know any kind of like restrictions there are. So when we put in the address that he wanted it over, it said like can't fly. It's a no-fly zone.
So we can't get Trump's golf course then.
No, I guess not.
What's the quality of still shots?
They're good. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell like with those videos and stuff, but like the raw like footage of it, it's really good. Yeah. It shoots like 4K video, I think. And then even if you just take screenshots of those, they look really good. Anything else? All right. Thank you, then.
That's a quick one.
That was a quick
Yeah.
hour, yeah.
No more questions?
All right.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, everybody.
Excuse me? I think they may have business cards.
Yeah, I have mine.
Upstairs.
Yeah, I have them upstairs on my desk.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
And you didn't get it.
Yeah.
You told me we didn't get it.